Alright, time to play something cool. The strongest battleground. Yeah, this one sounds good. Okay, time to look for an opponent.
No, stop! Leave me alone!
You know what? I'm making my own game and I'm gonna absolutely destroy you. Wait, no, that was just a joke. So yeah, I kinda decided to make a fighting game. Now, some of my OG boys out there might realize that it's kinda my third time making a fighting game. But to that I say this time I'm using a cool draggy thing, which means I know what I'm doing. Right? First I made a grey guy using the avatar importer and made it the starter character because I just Next I wanted to make the base plate not look like shit, so I just Yeah, that's definitely the most efficient way of doing it. But now that we have a cool looking base plate, I just gotta make the sky look, well, less shit. So I got a cool sky from the toolbox and wow, this looks, well, less shit. Next I made a state manager. Now, if you don't know what a state manager is, it's just a manager, but for states. Yeah, pretty crazy, I know. After that, I made an animation handler and...
If you don't know what an animation handler...
Now, with the basic setup... Wait, what happened to the animations? As you can see, the animations disappeared because I hate myself and decided to add directional movement animations, which means instead of having to make one walking animation, now I have to make 4. But actually it was kinda fun, like last night with your mom. And here's the result. I think it turned out pretty decent. Next, I wanted to make the jumps. Hold up, let me fix that real quick. As I was saying, look, I'm not an animator, right? Anyways, I wanted to make the jumps look less unimpactful, impactless, trivial. Now, I was gonna add some cool camera shake using this very cool module by Slightly, a slightly awesome scripter. Get it, guys? But I found it a bit too distracting. Like, I could see it being used in a simulator or something, but in a cool fighting game where you have to concentrate and stuff, yeah, it's a little bit too much. So I decided to just scrap it and mess around with the FOV instead. But now that I have some cool advanced movement, I can finally start making the combat. But to fight, I obviously need a cool weapon. And while I'm modeling my weapon, I would like to mention that the people in my Discord server have already seen the final result because I posted it on my Discord server. So if you wanna see the cool stuff that I post on my Discord server, make sure to join my Discord server. Now, I could go 2 ways about texturing this weapon. Method 1, just add a color palette and map it. It only takes like 3 minutes. Method 2, download a texturing software and wait like 45 minutes for it to download. Get an add-on for Blender, give some bright colors to the mesh, bake it into this weird texture using preferably a wood-fired oven, otherwise, yeah, you might burn it. Make some materials and masks and stuff, export it back to Blender, realize it looks even worse than method 1, bang your head against a wall for a few hours, and lastly resort to method 1. Yeah, you can guess which one I chose. Okay, so the model is done, but the texture is pretty ugly, so I made this black thing that covers it. I mean, this is problem solving at its height. But now I just gotta give it to the player and we should be... Okay, not like that. You see, to make the player hold something, I need to use accessories. Now, this might be a bit confusing because, you know, accessories are usually not stuff that you hold. But just think of it as a cool hat, but instead of being on your head, it's in your hand. And it's actually not a hat, but a sword. Now, this is cool and all, but as a famous person in the past once said, aminek neked kart, ha nem suhintasz vele, he? Which roughly translates to, sword must go swish swoosh, but to add attacking, I needed a cool framework. The only problem is that I'm kinda shit at those. But fortunately there's this cool guy called AR who is apparently pretty good at them. So yeah, I kinda just copied it from him. It basically goes through a bunch of scripts, which is much better than doing it with just 2 scripts, for example. But now I just gotta see if it even works at all. Except I just cannot bring myself to test it on a fellow grey guy. But I can easily fix that. Whoa. I said I can easily fix that. Wait, no. I said I can easily fix that. That's right, we hate red guys. So now I can beat them up without any remorse. Yeah, that's what you get for being a red guy. So make sure to smash subscribe right now, unless you wanna become one of them. I also wanted some cool VFX, and a few days ago I found this pretty cool song that could be used in a montage. So I mean, what's stopping me? I also needed some sound effects, and since I know what I'm doing, I decided to make them myself. Just kidding, I just downloaded this one, because this is how it actually sounded. Yeah, I just stick to the downloaded ones. But anyways, here's the final result. Next I made blocking, which was pretty easy thanks to the state manager we made earlier. It was basically just state manager, make the player block, I don't know. But if you look at my previous fighting games, you might notice that the weapons have cool abilities. So let's make one. First I made this thing out of beams and particles and attached it to the player. Next I wanted to make the player be able to choose between these three lines. But to do that I would have had to rewrite the entire input system. And I mean, any sensible person would just find another way of doing that without rewriting it. So I rewrote the input system. But at least now I can cycle through these three lines using my scroll wheel. Next I needed to translate the curve into the 3D world, except I have no idea how to do that. But thankfully Stewie Griffin does. So I just copied the code from him and it worked perfectly. Almost perfectly. But after some fixing, it was actually working. But what am I making exactly? Well, basically I'm gonna make the player split into 3 clones and charge at the enemy and stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool, I think. Anyways, next I made all the technical stuff like damaging and knockback, and with that all that was left were the effects. Now I wanted the clones to have a cool low FPS effect, so I decided to make an animation and export every 4th frame of it as a different mesh. Guys, this is day 556 of exporting the animation frame by frame. I just don't know when it will end. I feel like it's just never ending. But after like 200 more days of exporting and importing, I got a pretty okay result, if I say so myself. So now all that's left is nothing. Guess I've got nothing. 1v1, alright, but before putting this game to the test, I wanted to optimize some of the scripts because, yeah, I mean, if this was topology, it would probably look something like this. So that's exactly what I did, and after like an hour it still looked pretty bad, but not as bad as before. Lastly, I upgraded the map a little bit and the game was finally ready for the 1v1. Okay, I'm here with The Rock. He is one of my viewers and we are gonna have a 1v1. Okay, so oh, okay, that okay, that did a lot of damage, not gonna lie. Okay, I'm really not good at this. Okay, nice. Blocked him. Okay, I missed. Ooh, okay, I hit him, I think. Nice. Okay, nice. Blocked. Okay, that's sad. Okay, I don't know how much health he has left, but oh no, okay. I'm really low. I might lose this one. Okay, nice. I'm gonna have to block his... Okay, nice. Perfect blocked. Okay, nice. Now I can go ability. Okay, I'm really low right now, but... Okay, I got destroyed again. Oh! Okay, so that's how much health he had left. Oh my god. Well, I did end up losing in my own game as well, but in my opinion, the real win is the friends we made along the way.